So what's your secret sauce? Why are you successful at this?
Wow, that's a good question. I think it's because I scream.
The following video is not a joke. When I was a kid,
I was angry.
this is the real problem. And anywhere in the world. There, I said it.
I'm not the prettiest guy out there. Brad Pitt is so much prettier. Why do you think Jessica Soho succeeded?
I don't think because I look like Angelina Jolie.
Wow, this is hot. This is a systematic problem. As if it's a bad thing.
I think a lot of people should be more angry, especially in the Philippines. There's not enough running water in the province, for example. You should be angry if there is poverty.
Kasama po natin si Nusair ng Nas Daily.
Ike MJS Nayan!
In India, Taiwan was ranked.
Halos lahat ng millennials at social media users ngayon, kilala siya. Sumikat sa paglilibot niya sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo.
Welcome to the Rwanda.
At sa misyon na araw-araw gumawa ng video hanggang umabot ng 1,000.
Hope you're inspired by that video.
Isa sa pinakasikat at maimpluwensyang online personalities at content creator ngayon, ang Arab-Israeli na si Nusair Yassin o mas kilala bilang si Nas Daily. Nas, na sa salitang Arab, tao, dahil sila ang bida sa kanyang social media accounts na umabot na ng 40 million followers.
I got to meet the president of Malta.
Mula sa pinakamakapangyarihan hanggang sa pinakaordinaryong tao, kanyang nakapanayam ang mararangya kahit pa ang mga naghihikahos na bansa kanyang napuntahan.
It's not more fun that's here, it's more love.
Pero ang tinawag ni Nusair na most lovable country, walang iba kundi Pilipinas.
The Philippines and its people are the real gem of Asia.
That's 1 minute.
At ang bagong misyon ngayon ni Nusair, ipalaganap ang edukasyon sa pamagitan ng pagkuha ng iba't ibang creators para ituro ang kanilang nalalaman. Ito ang tinatawag niyang Nas Academy.
It's a new online school we just started.
At kamakailan lang, inilunsad na rin niya ang Nas Academy Philippines, kung saan magtuturo ang ilang top Filipino personalities and creators. Kasama na po ang inyong abang lingkod. Sa pamagitan ng video call, si Nusair, eksklusibo kong nakapanayam. Heto na ang simula ng international collab o collaboration na ating aabangan. Jessica Soho by Nas Daily.
Hi Nusair, I see you. How are you?
Jessica!
Oh,
Great
you
to
look.
meet you!
Let me start off by asking, how are you? How have you been coping with this pandemic?
How are we coping? It's not easy building a company and making content without leaving your home, but we're trying to find something good to do while we're stuck indoors. Thank you so much for giving me your time. I just wanted to say I'm very personally excited for your academy. I would love to learn from you and have my whole team learn from you because I think it's very, very powerful.
Everything you're about to see is true.
Can you tell us how you put up Nas Daily? How did you manage to make it such a big hit all over the world?
I wish I knew. So Jessica, the story is very simple. I was born and raised in Israel as a Palestinian. I was in America studying and working and living. At some point, I realized that social media is gonna be big. I wanted to do something with the internet, something with social media.
I closed my laptop, bought a camera, and pointed it at my brown face.
Once a day, I'm gonna make one video that's 1 minute long.
And so that's why videos was the most powerful way to tell a message. So I left my job and I started making videos every single day for 1,000 days. I came to the Philippines, and I think back then, 5 years ago, Nas Daily was like one of the first media essentially to come to the Philippines and make Facebook videos.
The first time I came to the Philippines, people told me it was more fun. But the second time I came here, I realized it's not more fun that's here, it's more love.
So that's why Nas Daily had the massive success in the Philippines, I think, because we were one of the first people in the world to do it, to make Facebook video content about the Philippines as an outsider.
So what's your secret sauce? Why are you successful at this?
Wow, that's a good question. I think it's because I scream.
This is the best opportunity to teach our kids, ourselves, and our brains.
The way you talk dictates who listens.
I don't force my beliefs on people. I don't oppress freedoms or ideas.
The voice, the volume, the pacing, it's not even the looks.
That's what shocked me the most.
You know, I'm not the prettiest guy out there. Brad Pitt is so much prettier. So what comes out of your mouth is a lot more important than how you look in today's world. And I think that's why Nas Daily succeeded.
Billions of people around the world look at themselves and look at the world and say, I didn't win the lottery of life.
Why do you think Jessica Soho succeeded?
I don't think because I look like Angelina Jolie.
Wow, this is hot.
I'm just throwing you back the question, Nas. But I think you're right. You're right. It's what you bring to the table. It's not how you look.
And people should actually realize it. So you gotta really focus on what comes out of your mouth, not how you look.
Nas Daily videos exploded, and this average face was viewed 4 billion times in Singapore, in Peru, and in Mexico.
Are you following any mantra? That's why you came up with something like Nas Daily. Do you have any end goal?
That's a very good fundamental question. The problem is, in the world, you don't matter and I don't matter. Your voice doesn't matter and my voice doesn't matter. For the last 200 years, the voices that mattered were the ones in America or London and were traditionally white. And so for us, it's like, man, how can I give my opinion, my people's opinion, my culture's opinion on the world? It's not about the fame, it's not about the selfies and all that stuff. It's about showing the world that a Filipino can be successful, an Arab can be successful. You can have a voice if you're black, if you're white. And so that's why it matters to us. Media is all about telling stories. And it's about time we hear stories from Filipinos by Filipinos, from Arabs by Arabs. That's why I'm excited about taking control back. I have 10 of those, and this is everything that I wear. What shirt should I wear? This one or this one?
Dude, they're the same.
What's the magic behind that shirt?
This shows the percentage of my life that's over. I'm 29. I'm supposed to die when I'm 76. Why? Because that's the average life of a male in the US. So 29 out of 76 is, 37, 38%. So that's the idea behind it. And it helps me understand how much I've lived and how much I have left. And the whole idea is, how do you spend the remaining life that you have to have meaning and to be fun and to be good?
You don't need to look better outside, you just need to look better inside.
But also the idea behind this as well is, this shirt is ugly. Like the design of it is ugly. I don't have Gucci or Louis Vuitton. I don't have these like luxury clothing items because I don't want Nas Daily to become all about like materialism. I can look like I'm very poor, and I want you to focus only on what comes out of my mouth. Not my looks, not my face, not my shirt.
For people like me, it's harder to be heard, it's harder to get a job, it's harder to succeed because of the way we look.
You know what I find hard to believe, Nasir? That you were
Yes.
once an introvert? Is that correct?
That's correct. I was a middle child. Middle children are usually they're invisible.
I can't relate because I'm the eldest.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, you're an extrovert.
But tell me more about it. I'm not. I'm a functional introvert.
Functional introvert. I gotta Google
Yeah,
that.
I'm really an introvert, but I can function like an extrovert if I have.
Oh.
In my life,
I made a video about
this one! It's cool! Please.
It must have taken a lot of guts and courage on your part. How did you get out of that shell to reach out to so many millions of people all over the world?
other people gain energy when they're around others. I'm lucky to gain energy when I'm talking to you. You're now supplying me with energy, not just questions.
Tell us more how you got rid of your insecurities, because I think you talked about that lengthily in your video.
If you're a minority, if anyone is a minority in the world, they'll understand this, where it's always the majority that matters. I think a lot of people should be more angry, especially in the Philippines.
25% of the Philippines live under the poverty line.
Maybe there's not enough angry people in the Philippines, but people should be angry. Maybe there's not enough running water in the province, for example. You should be angry if there is poverty. Nas Daily started because I was just angry with the way society is structured.
The country's tagline is, "It's more fun in the Philippines," but I think a more appropriate one is, "It's more fun in 75% of the Philippines."
The reason I scream and everything is just anger. I hate this, I hate that. But instead of making it a negative thing, it's like a positive anger.
He represents danger. And as much as I try to pretend otherwise, when he threatened me, I felt uneasy about immigrants, even though I am one myself.
I would highly advise people to be angry, because when you're angry, you don't stay quiet.
These days, social media is all about people trying to have fun, which is okay. I think it's what's keeping a lot of us sane. How do you think all of this going to meet the goals that you had in mind?
Fun is not a bad word. Entertainment is not a bad word. It's a great word. But when you can make education fun, people will learn. Something doesn't have to be boring to be important.
Took off yesterday for Calayan and was airborne when engine trouble was reported.
Kidneys for sale. Nakakalungkot.
What was that? A storyteller or a teacher who tells the best stories will never be forgotten.
That's why we're excited about your academy, for example, right? Because we're gonna make you fun and educational at the same time, which you already are. But I think those two things can go hand in hand. So that's what NAS Academy is about. Giving people the spark. Fall back in love with what's important. It's not boring. It's fun and important at the same time.
There's been a lot of criticisms against Facebook and all the social media platforms through the years, you know, the algorithms of it, and you're pushing content, but you know that people are also making money out of it. Do you lose sleep over that?
Yes, Jessica, yes, I do lose sleep over that. The problem with social media today is that if I go and make videos that make you angry or give you a news that's not true, I think we need to fix social media algorithms today. I'm very optimistic that the leadership of Facebook will figure it out. They're the smartest people in the world, period. I have belief and trust that they will fix their mistakes and they will build a better future. There is no future without mistakes.
Hello everybody, and welcome to NAS Academy. It's a new type of school that we built to teach you real skills.
Why NAS Academy?
I went to Harvard. It's supposed to be the best in the world, and it's still boring. And so the problem is, we've built a world where education is just not engaging. And you know, Jessica, you're a damn good teacher. You're engaging, you have knowledge. So NAS Academy wants to convince the best people in the world to become teachers and start their own educational journey. Why the Philippines and why you? Well, and from this interview, it's clear why you are engaging. Why the Philippines? It's one, we feel very close to the Philippines. I think, 10% of my team is now Filipinos. My best editors are Filipinos. A lot of my followers are Filipinos. So there's a cultural connection. So it made sense to start this company in the Philippines and empower the creators there.
100 million students right now don't get to go to any classroom because they have no money, it's too expensive, or there is no space for them.
We start with the teacher. Are they accomplished? Are they influential? Have they demonstrated that they're really good? Have they demonstrated that they know what they're doing? If they did, then let us empower you to teach.
In the jungles of the Philippines, there is a woman who is 103 years old. She is the oldest tattoo artist in the world.
With Wangad, of course, we wanted to as well preserve Wangad's knowledge. Right? You know, Wangad is very old, and her knowledge may die with her. And so I think with Wangad specifically, we thought, let's download your knowledge so that generations later can still learn from you.
Jessica Soho is the first Filipino recipient of the highly prestigious George Foster Peabody Award.
It is a humbling experience. Mabuhay.
She has clearly demonstrated that people want to learn and listen to her, and she's clearly influential. This is the reasons why we think she could be a really great teacher as well. I think it would be interesting to see what happens when you go deep. When you go really deep with your thoughts and your knowledge and your learnings, really good things can happen. I think the most attractive part of this is you get to meet classmates. The classmates that you meet can form lifelong friendships and business connections. So the NAS Academy, we're building the platform in a way where people learn together.
And that is why we started NAS Academy.
You're 29, you're wildly successful, you're a disruptor, you broke the mold. Where else do you want to go? What's in your bucket list?
My bucket list is to die knowing that this NAS Academy thing can continue, can grow after I die. I don't like, working on something and the minute you stop working on it, it disappears. I hate that. So my bucket list is to create something that outlives me and outlives you and outlives everybody. And that's really exciting.
Please give a message to your fans in the Philippines. There are millions of them.
I guess my message should be angry. I think you should get angry to fix things. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed. So be more angry. Just scream and unite.
There's more love in the Philippines.
Bye-bye, Nas!
That's 1 minute.
Yes! Thank you, Jessica So, for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
There! I said it!
Kasama po natin si Nusair ng NAS Daily.
Ike MJS na yan!
Yay!
That's 1 minute!
See you